Hey, welcome back to the Baco Motorsports Hour. I'm Mike Griffith, Bakersfield, California motorsports writer. Got the Bakersfield Speedway segment, and I've got Scott Schweitzer in here, owner, operator, not toilet cleaner.
I do not do toilets. I'll do anything else but toilets. This week I've been doing light poles because the wind hurt a light pole, so add electrician.
Yeah, we've been talking quite a lot before the show and during breaks about all the rain we're not used to here, and it seems like almost every weekend or every other weekend, which is just so rare in Bakersfield. But it started in December and cost the Condors a lot of stuff with their outdoor classic, a big outdoor game, and who would figure there you got rain almost every weekend. And then it's continued in January and February. You've had events, practices rained out, go-kart races on Sunday rained out.
I've had two of my Kenny Wallace dirt racing experiences canceled because of weather, so it's affected us. It seems like every time we try to do something out there on the clay oval, the weather, Mother Nature says no, not yet. So hopefully we're gonna get Saturday.
We're getting up to the doorstep of racing season now, so maybe the rain on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then dry on the weekend would be nice if we're going to keep getting this wet pattern.
Right. Yeah.
Mother Nature
we need the water.
I'm
I'm not complaining. For me, being a dirt track, I do love the water. It helps. I have a salt content problem with my clay, so this water is good for it. But now I want to get racing. So
yeah, they're right in San Jose right now. I don't think they need the water anymore. Since I see people floating away in boats up there. So it can stop for a while.
Yeah,
we're pretty good for right now.
I agree.
Anyway, your practice was rained out a couple weeks ago. Last Saturday, no practice scheduled because you had the awards banquet at the Crystal Palace. So how'd that go?
It went well. This year we did try for two open practices, and the theory behind that was this weekend, Hanford. Or actually, Tulare was going to run a 2-day show, Friday and Saturday. So a lot of the racers and dads and different things were emailing me, messaging me, and saying, "Hey, is there any way we can have another practice because we're going to be in Tulare?" So that's why I threw that other one on to give the guys a chance to practice while before then they were able to go race this weekend. Well, that race is now since canceled, so now we're lined up and ready for Saturday night for an open practice. Pits open at 5 p.m. First cars are on the track at 6 p.m., and we're going to go. Last car is going to be let out on the track at 9:30. So we test at night, so it gives them a real race condition. We get to test our lights and just kind of a last chance to get the bugs worked out before opening night, which is the following Saturday.
And you said you got one light pole you're in the process of replacing in turn one.
Yeah, with all this rain and the ground's just saturated, and then we had that one night that had the high winds and blew a pole over, blew it over backwards and took out a little bit of fencing. But we were able to get out there and get it all repaired. We got the new pole in the ground ready to go. We just haven't popped the lights up there. So we'll have it ready for opening night. And
we're talking a telephone pole that's pretty deep.
Yeah, 45-footer, and we measured it. It's 45-foot pole, so we dug a new,
it goes quite a bit into the ground.
I'm just thankful that we have a lot of people in the racing community that, race out here at the Speedway, and we're able to lend a hand with equipment or labor, and we were able to get that thing right back into the ground and run some new conduit, and we'll finish it up next week, and we'll be ready to go for opening night.
And that's it, not only losing some dates, but also when it's so wet, you can't work on stuff you want to work on to get the facility ready.
Yeah, it's just tough because everything out there on the track is clay, and so to get around or do anything, it's a mess out there. I mean, obviously we can work inside the concessions and do our normal things in that fashion, but if there's any concrete we need poured or anything here or there working on billboards, it's tough because we got to go out on the track and it's just sloppy, muddy, wet from as much rain as we have.
Dry inside the Crystal Palace. And Tom Mocht was there and has some photos we can run through and talk a little bit about. And we want to apologize. Tom missed a couple guys, and I called him the other day and said, "Hey, you don't have so-and-so and so-and-so." He says, "Well, believe it or not, once in a while, the photo guy, he makes a mistake and the photos don't come out."
Yeah.
So he apologized about that. But I believe we have Mr. Yantis here.
Yeah, we had another.
Who's all of about 3 feet tall and 25 pounds.
Boy, that kid right there has got to be the funniest kid. I really get a kick out of just talking to him on race day, and then seeing him here winning his awards. As he came out as our junior mini dwarf champion and receiving his award, and man, I was excited. I was talking with his dad when we were ordering jackets, and I was hoping we were going to find one small enough. But yeah, Jet got his stuff and was cool as can be, and was happy to be our 2016 track champion.
That's pretty good. And then we have Ricky Childress Jr. here, who won the modified title.
Yeah, that was a cool deal for Ricky. He's raced quite a bit out there. He's got an American stock track champion, I believe, and raced some hobby stocks, and finally to get that modified track champion was he's pretty excited about that.
And he also got another award.
He did. The Ralph Cook Award is what he got, which when Ralph was a great longtime racer and finally decided to hang it up, and our announcer, Sully, created that award, and he kind of picks that one, and this year he picked Ricky Childress.
That's kind of the good guy award.
Yeah, the guy the dedication, the guy that's, all about racing, helping people, just there every week, whether he's racing or not racing, kind of like what you've seen with Ralph.
We got our mod winner here, Mod Lights.
Mod Lights. Crazy to see these kids. They were used to be mini dwarfers, and they were tiny. And, Flippo, he's taller than I am. And, it's just crazy to see these kids grow up. And, they're just tearing it up.
To see him even get out of a Mod Light last year. I don't know how tall Jerry is. He like 6'4", 6'3"?
Yeah.
He's a tall, lanky young man. And he's racing a mod. He's going from Mod Lights to modifieds.
Yep.
And he was already won at the KCRP for their race out there and did quite well. He started on the pole and ran pretty well, so I'm going to be talking to Jerry down the road. He actually said he finds them a little easier to drive. We'll see what he thinks halfway through the season.
Yeah.
Just because the Mod Lights are so twitchy and they have a high horsepower to weight ratio and such a short wheelbase.
Yeah, I've had 2 or 3 people tell me those Mod Lights are pretty fun to race, so we'll see. My son, actually, Brody's going to be driving a Mod Light this year too. So
there we go.
I'm going to be
Brody's
around it.
moving up.
I'm going to be around it quite a bit, so we're going to see.
Jerry's moving up to modified.
Yeah. Lonnie Spiller, she's our 2016 mini stock champion.
Yeah, she came out strong, won a bunch of races, then had some mechanical issues. Points got kind of close, and she came on strong enough at the end to come away with the championship.
Yeah, they figured out the car. They had some computer issues, and her husband, Skip, they were able to figure it out and worked hard and got her right back on top, and she ended up with our 2016
I think she's going to be back in the mini stocks again this year.
Yeah, she said she's going to be running a mini stock again. There we have Chris McKellar, our 2016 IMCA Northern Sport Mod track champion.
A very competitive division, and a great job by Chris to come away with that championship. He led for a long time.
Yeah, Chris is a tough competitor. Actually, on our opening night of Sport Mods, Paul Vetter, our Western Region IMCA representative, was here. And we were talking about track champions, and Chris is who I picked. I bet him dinner, so he owes me dinner now. But
there you go.
I said I really like Chris. The guy he was great in the modifieds, the A mods, and just didn't race them consistently. But when he did come out, he always wheeled the car up right up to the front, and he's got a lot of knowledge. And when he stepped back to the sport mods, I knew that he was going to be tough to beat, and he proved it.
Oh, another winner.
Dakota Brown, our American stock champion.
Another close points race.
It was.
And we got Dakota fought all year to get that win.
Yeah, he won the track champion over Trevor Baker, which was a great run, and battling and Nicholas Johnson. So it was a tough battle all year because Dakota started out pretty good, and then he wrecked a car and then had to go and bring a backup car, a brand new one they built, and got it together. So
and a little news here is he's going to be running a lot of races in Aaron and Wally Stewart's hobby stock. Aaron told me they're building a new metric car. And they really can't race and build a car, so he's going to be running hobby stock races this year.
Yeah, so. Wally told me that at the registration day, and I was kind of some different news. I didn't know anything about it, so looking forward to see Dakota in a hobby stock and seeing what they can do with the number 37. So, Wally puts a lot of time and effort in that car, so now Dakota has it and is helping him out. So it'll be interesting to see. I've already got some inside news that they're changing some stuff and fixing some things. So it's going to be interesting to see how the car, if it's different or what Dakota can do with it. I guess Aaron is going to run it for the Bud Nationals and the Mike Mosier Classic, so he's not totally getting away with it, but he's going to let Dakota see what they can work out. And then, obviously, the rumor mill's flying, and it's kind of interesting. I've heard a few names that might pop into Dakota Brown's American stock.
Oh, like Ricky Childress Jr.?
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Sandbagger.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that...
Ricky, you're better than that. Come
we'll
on,
see
Ricky.
how that works out. But, it'll be good. It'll be good for Dakota.
I thought you had rules that, like, modified champs couldn't race American stocks.
Yeah.
And here's another young man who does a lot of winning.
Yeah, Steven had a great year in the IMCA stock car. 9 wins total in 2016, just at Bakersfield. Then he went up to Hanford and Tulare and all that, and
ran a lot of the races all over the state in the IMCA stock car, and
he's got great equipment driving for JR Motorsports for the Hill family, and they put him in a great car and a great stable of cars. But these guys were tough in American stocks, tough in hobby stocks, and now they're doing it in the stock cars. But I'm really thinking that we're going to see a little bit. It's going to be a tougher haul for him now that Chad's in there and Devin Jones, got a win, and Devin's no slouch,
right.
And Chad's eager to beat his brother. So it's going to be an interesting year to watch them stock cars run.
Then who do we have here?
Well, there's Mike Hill. Finally got his hobby stock track champion. The guy's been working hard and putting in a lot of effort, and Mike was able to get that hobby stock track champion this year.
Yeah, and good for him. And part of that stable, he provides a lot of cars for the IMCA stock cars out of JR Motorsports, and a big backer of the racetrack in a variety of ways.
Yeah, Mike and Sadie, they've been wonderful for me and for the racetrack and for all the cars. I mean, they help a ton of people out there, so it's great to have people like them involved in racing.
Oh, and look at this.
Look at that one.
Where we got this. This is a special award handed out. And I had no knowledge of this prior, although somebody accused me. Tom Mott got an award.
He did, and it was a side bet. I told everybody I'll get him on stage, I promise. But, man, you just can't get that guy in the public limelight. But we were able to snap a picture of him with a smile on his face getting his award. He got the award of the Spirit of the Speedway, and people just don't realize what Tom Mock does for us. I mean, I went to high school with Tom, and I've known him for a long time. But when I took over the racetrack, he came out and said he wanted to shoot photos, and I didn't know how good of a photographer he was, but it didn't take me long to figure out. And he does a great job and gets the Speedway a lot of exposure. And so I can't thank him and Deanna enough what they do for me.
And if you don't know, he owns and operates Skills Transmissions. By
Absolutely.
day, he puts transmissions together and does a lot of work for the racers. And not only the Speedway, as you mentioned there,
he's all over.
Sometimes he's been to 3 tracks in 3 days.
Absolutely.
In one day.
Yeah, he's all over.
He just loves to shoot motorsports.
He does, and then after he shoots, he goes home and probably a couple hours on his computer at his house.
Couple hours
and
plus.
I know that when we're done racing at 11 o'clock, and by the time I get home at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, I check my emails, and he's already sent me my winner's circles photos,
so
and he's enhanced them and done stuff to them. So great dedication, and it's the least we could do is honor him and give him an award.
Well-deserved award.
Yeah.
We got this. We got the open practice coming up Saturday night. Big season opener on March 4th with the IMCA Modifieds, Hobby Stocks, American Stocks, and Mini Stocks. USAC Midgets come in on the 11th. We'll be talking more about those in the coming weeks.
Okay.
I want to thank you for coming in.
Yeah, no worries. Had a great time and looking forward to another season here at the Baco Motorsports Power Hour.
And we'll see you next week and talk about the
You bet.
season
Season opener. I'll be here.
Thanks a lot. We'll be back in a few minutes.